Shalom, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from and who rule well. And salutations and blessings right unto you, elect 144,000, and the 1/3 women and children and men. All right. This lesson is dealing with going into witchcraft again, sorcery, right? The dark workings of this world, man. You know what lies underneath, pretty much. And I'm going to start at Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 21. This is in the Good News translation, and it says, "So all this became a deadly trap, because people who were grieving or under royal authority would take objects of stone or wood and give them the honor reserved for the one God or power. One thing led to another. It was not enough to be wrong about the knowledge of the Most High. They lived in a state of evil warfare, but they were so ignorant that they called it peace." And that's funny, because that's the state of this world pretty much since the fall of Adam, if you think about it, right? Because, you know, Adam, through the lineage, through the line on down, right, to Noah, the lifespan was shortened. The fear of the animals was taken off of us. We have to work by the sweat of our brow. Things come hard. The scriptures actually say we have to scratch a living together, right? In the NLT. Matter of fact, I'll get that. All right, hold on. All right, Genesis 3 and 18. It says, "Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field." Right, and this is the Most High telling Adam, the lower position, pretty much, right? A D-ranking, if you will. And what comes with that is physical limitations, man. Physical limitations would pretty much led to what we are now, which is chains of darkness, right? We're in these bodies. Verse 19, "In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground." So that means before this, it wasn't like that. It was a different fashion, which I can't fathom. I don't know how it was, right? Because all we know is by the sweat of our brow and thorns and thistles, right? The hard way, "For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return." And when you go in the NLT, "And to the man he said, Since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle to scratch a living from it." Right? So like you scratch it, that's the saying today, that's an expression, scratch a living together. I gotta scratch a living. "It will grow thorns and thistles for you, though you will eat of its grains. By the sweat of your brow will you have food to eat, until you return to the ground from which you were made, for you were made from dust, and to dust you will return." Right? So, go back. That was just a point I wanted to make. And that's the world we live in today. We're in an ignorant world where we call it just life. This is life. Jake's getting shot. White supremacy, so-called white Edomite supremacy, right? You know what I mean? Pollution, urban life, concrete jungle, right? All this fuckery, man. All this madness. 5G, AI coming out. This is just the next step in life and evolution, right? All this madness, this artificial way of life, right? This is what we call peace, the civilized world. Verse 23, "They murdered children in their initiation rites or rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices." And you have that today, man. worshiping Bacchus, Dionysus, right? Being lewd, careless. This is the spirit of this world, man. Do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, as Aleister Crowley, the degenerate, said, right? Verse 24, they no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. And this is life. Shit happens, right? That's what people say. This is a downgrade, man. This is a curse. Verse 25, everything was a complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, sexual perversion, broken marriages, adultery, and immorality. The worship of idols whose names should never be spoken is the beginning and the end, the cause and the result of every evil. People who worship them lose control of themselves in ecstasy. Do you not see that today? Women pass out, scream at concerts. People pass out, man. They get spirits all over them, right? People tremble to see people outside, when they're coming out, like a celebrity or whatever, right? You got them stalkers and them the hoes and all that shit. They go crazy. Because those are just spirits, man. You are in ecstasy, right? When you take ecstasy, you get horny. That's what these bitches, when they take it, they get horny. But that's natural ecstasy. That's a natural state of ecstasy, which is a demon. That's how these people get, man. These even men, you get in your own way, right? You're not supposed to worship any idol, man. You're not supposed to idol a man. Hold them in such a high regard. You can honor somebody and respect them, right? Just like we honor and respect our apostles and elders, and we honor and respect the brothers, and the brotherhood. But the way the people in the world, these are stars, these are superstars, these are legends, these are, oh my gosh, if you only knew, man, what the fuck these people do. If you only knew, right? It's too it's too painful, man. You can't even fathom what kind of injuries these people inflict. All right? What they have to do, how they have to get down, to get what they have. If you only knew, man, you can't even fathom, man. You'll just pop, right? You just got to turn the other way. You can't even look, right? It says, people who worship them lose control of themselves in ecstasy, or pass off lies as prophecies, or live wickedly, or break their word without hesitation. They tell lies under oath and expect no punishment, because the idols they put their trust in are lifeless. But punishment will finally catch up with them, for two reasons. First, they were in error about the Most High when they worshipped idols, and second, they had so little regard for holiness that they made false statements to deceive people, saying the Most High sent me, and I'm the messenger, and I'm this and I'm that. And the Most High never sent you, man, right? Most High never sent you. Verse 31, when unrighteous people commit sin, they will be hunted down, not by the power of whatever thing they swear by, but by the punishment that sinners deserve. All right, now let's go to the main course of this meal. This is from a website called Paranormal Knowledge, right? I believe it's .com. This is from Tuesday the 3rd October 2023. I'm gonna jump down to this paragraph here. It says, during the Dark Ages, the most evil people living were the Druid priests, known as men of oak. They demanded human blood sacrifices. Male slaves or Roman soldiers would be burned alive in cages over barren, solid ground. And a lot of Druids, those are Israelites. All right, you wicked ass niggas, man. You know, you guys in the boule, in the high top, you know, the fraternities and the secret societies, and then the orders, whatever order you're a part of, you guys get down. You know how you get down. You know, you know what you got to do. That's why a lot of you guys can't live with your damn self, man. You got to be in a constant state, right? You got to be in a constant state of not being in your mind state. You know, i.e., you got to take some drug, or you got to constantly sip something. And you're not just sipping alcohol, man. You're sipping heroin, you know, goddamn fentanyl, whatever the hell you're sipping, man. Right? It says the Druids would call for Elfin, fire god, out of the earth to consume the victims. In the background, the Druid musical beat could always be heard. Their big night was Halloween. In the occult, it is called Samhain, October 31st. On Halloween, the Druids and their followers went from castle to castle and from serf to serf playing trick-or-treat. The treat from the castle demanded by the Druids would be a princess or some woman for human sacrifice. If the treat pleased the Druids, they would leave a jack-o'-lantern with a light candle made from human fat to protect those inside from being killed by demons at night. When the demands of the Druids couldn't be met, then a hex was drawn on the front door. This was the trick that night Satan or his demons would kill someone in that house through fear. Hold on, I'm gonna jump down here. In the 1600s, Francis Collins brought witchcraft to America. An example of history cover-up, in fact, involves the Collins family. The infamous Salem witch trials were in reality trials on Christians by Collins-paid preachers and judges. Only one non-Christian, a prostitute, was ever sentenced as a witch. Witches also believed that in the 1700s the gods began to dwell in the Rothschilds. Philip Rothschild's daughter, in fact, is believed to have Semiramis' spirit. You see how left hand these demons are, man? Right? This is some demonic ass shit, man. Right? The basis of witchcraft is astrology. This is for you women. Oh, I just read astrology. I'm not a witch. Right? It says all witches have the knowledge of astrology. Astrology's foundational belief is that a person's personality is fixed by the position of the stars, planets, etc. at the time of birth, and that this personality cannot be changed. Besides astrology, witches are usually experienced with hypnotism, in brackets or parentheses, enchanting, right? Fortune telling, and the Ouija board. Hypnotism is endorsed by well-known charismatics such as Ruth Carter, Stapleton, and Walter Martin. Fortune telling, tarot cards gave way to the modern playing cards. The symbols were changed during the Inquisition when tarot cards were legal. This is why Las Vegas is so big. Witches personally do not trust the Ouija board. They use the pendulum. Ouija boards are for the curious onlookers in order to get them hooked to the occult. Incidentally, all witchcraft is only about 90% accurate at best. So here it says, 3 things in witchcraft are considered powerful: herbs, astrology, and jewelry, amulets, and talismans. Orgies, drug, and blood sacrifices of children are basics in witchcraft worship. The modern emphasis on sex, free love, etc. is the outgrowth and outreach for the orgy influence in the occult. And where have you heard that before? About free love. That was during the hippies, right? The mid to late 60s, which was coincidentally the beginning of the end of America. Right, and that was all orchestrated again by elites, you know, to topple and destroy America from within, right? And we're at that climax right now, with sedition on the rise, on the horizon, right? We're about to see sedition and civil unrest. But that free love, that spirit, as you see its origin, right? You see its origin, free love, right? It's from that spirit of orgy, man, which is an occult practice. That was something that the occult did. A young woman, right? She would be getting popped. She would be a temple prostitute, and then she would be somebody, But she would have to serve as a hoe, as a damn whore, right? And that's how these elites they get down as well. You know, it's nothing, for their children, for their daughters. That's how it's, to have multiple partners when they're a certain age, man. Young age, I'm talking about. So it says the same is true for the rise of drugs or drug use in recent years among kids and young people. 95% of kids inducted into witchcraft is done by public school teachers through the use of sex and drugs. What people don't realize, however, is that drug use is sorcery. The drug, or the Greek word for sorcery in the Bible, Revelation 9:21, 18 and 8 and 22:15, is pharmakia, as we know, or our pharmacies derive from this, which means enchanting with drugs or sorcery. That's what it means. All right. It says many young people who try to be Christians also delve into the occult because there seems to be power in witchcraft, whereas there was no power or anything to fulfill them in the church system. There was also no emotion or family ties in witchcraft. This is why in the occult there is a lot of incest, child sacrifice, orgy, wife swapping, and coldness or hardness of heart. And that's facts. Like, it's a different world, man. There's different rules, different mindset. This is how they get down, right? This is also why suicide in witchcraft is so high, with death taught as intriguing. Initiation rites into witchcraft are the same as the first level Masonic initiation rites, with the addition of the cutting of the wrist. Every initiate takes a vow of secrecy. The priest's hand is dipped in salt water, and the person is sprinkled, thus being born again. Girls become prostitutes for 6 months, as in the pagan temples, where the prostitutes of a town were really either young initiates or occult priestesses soliciting for recruits into witchcraft. Hey, what happened with that girl from Smallville, man? That was a big show. Smallville, right? With Superman, Clark Kent. That girl, what was her name? Allison or Allie, whatever, the blonde chick, right? She got arrested. There was a big bust that she was a recruiter for sex trafficking. How many seasons did that show go, man? All right, there's a lot of these things, man. Like, this is how this world works. This is how it is, right? And like I said, a lot of people just can't stomach it. They can't understand it. They can't comprehend. They can't fathom how a person can do this, right? Because you have been conditioned a certain way for so many years, man. You're pretty much got that Disney conditioning. Get married, have a family, and now it's just the different families, different marriages, different genders. Madness, man. People are just bugged out, man. You guys are fried.com. It says here, there's also an altar in the witchcraft church which is identical to a Catholic church altar. Hold on.